The Ring. Family legend. In the shadows of the gloomy Dutch streets of the 17th century, where thin rays of light fought with thick shadows, when the stars in the sky shone especially brightly, and the shadows in the valleys were full of ancient secrets, lived in Amsterdam a scientist and a man of extraordinary character, Dr. Nicolaas Tulp. Dr. Tulp is the same one whose image is captured in Rembrandt's famous painting, The Anatomy Lesson of Dr. Tulp. His penetrating gaze, strict wisdom and craving for the unknown attracted to him not only students, but also wanderers seeking answers among the contradictions of science, faith, and miracles. His fame spread far beyond the city. Experts claimed that Tulp could not only heal bodies, but also solve the mysteries of the soul, discuss the secret mechanisms of the universe, see what is invisible to most. One day, at the beginning of spring, when the rivers were just beginning to free themselves from ice, an angel named Bettern appeared to Dr. Tulp in a dream, calling him to organize a journey to the distant land of Khazaria, to the court of King Joseph. Dr. Tulp, known for his ability to distinguish visions from painful obsessions, listened to the story of the angel named Bettern with keen interest. He realized that this instruction was not just a dream, but a call from another reality, a subtle crack in the veil between worlds. My ancestor Wevel was chosen as the messenger. See the book, The Ring of King Solomon. It was Dr. Tulp who was given the unusual task of organizing an expedition of my distant ancestor, Wevel, to the mysterious land of Khazaria, to the court of the powerful King Joseph. They say that in those days the borders between the worlds were not so strong, and a person could meet a messenger from another reality as easily as a merchant in the market square. Your fate, said Tulp, is intertwined with mystery, Wevel. I am organizing an expedition to Khazaria, but I warn you, such trials await you on this path that are not written about in the chronicles, and a possible meeting with an angel will require a different strength of spirit. Wevel, a man of an inquisitive mind and a brave heart, accepted Tulp's invitation and, armed with a letter with a wax seal and travel instructions, having gathered a detachment of faithful companions, a cartographer, a doctor and an interpreter, set off on a long journey to the east. The road lay through dense forests washed by spring rains, through wastelands over which fog swirled, through cities where they spoke unfamiliar dialects. At night, Wevel dreamed of a sky streaked with the light of other worlds, and the voice of the angel Bettern called him ever closer in the silence of the night. The travelers passed the Kithira Mountains, where, as they said, even birds are afraid to watch the sunset because of the shadows crawling along the slopes. Wevel, guided by his inner sense, went one night to an oak grove and there, among the silver trunks, he first met Bettern. He was neither a man nor a ghost. His wings were like the feathers of a crane, but in each were woven glowing veins, as if from refined marble and glass. His voice was both a whisper and an echo of millennia. You seek the truth, said the angel, but every truth is covered with a layer of concrete silence, and only by breaking through this crust will you find the essence. Wevel decided to write down every dream, every symbol, every word that was spoken in the twilight conversations with Bettern. On the next full moon, the angel came again, but this time he called Wevel in a dream to the top of a tower standing in the middle of a foggy field. And he said, in the land of Khazaria, where King Joseph rules, look for a book without words and a mirror without reflection. Only in this way will you be able to pass between the worlds and fulfill what you were called for. Through many cities and steppes, past border fortresses and ancient ruins, he finally reached the stone walls of the Khazar capital. Wevel and his companions reached the capital of Khazaria, a city drowning in an oasis in the steppes. King Joseph, surrounded by scholars, sages and soothsayers, received the strangers with surprise and caution. At the court of King Joseph, Wevel was greeted as a special guest, because Tulp was famous in the lands from the North Sea to the Caspian. King Joseph, fascinated by the history of his people and the secrets of antiquity, showed Wevel the treasures hidden in the depths of the palace. The king listened to the angel's message and allowed Wevel to search the vaults for ancient artifacts. Day after day, Wevel explored the palace library, where texts were written not in ink but in light, and the pages turned by themselves when they found a response in the soul of the reader. Among the relics lay a piece of silver, amazingly shining, a remnant of the metal left over from the casting of Moses' pipes, which, according to legend, were supposed to proclaim the holiness of the Jewish people. One night, the angel Bettern appeared to Wevel. The angel appeared, shining with a cold light. You are close to your goal, said Bettern. A book without words is the heart, a mirror without a reflection is the purity of your mind. Having understood the meaning, Wevel saw his reflection in the piece of silver through the prism of generations of destinies. Vevel went to the king and asked to let him go home. The king was saddened and said that he would think about it. And then the angel Betern appeared in the king's hall, his wings filling the palace with radiance that stopped even the flames in the lamps. King Joseph, amazed by what he saw, asked, "Who are you, messenger of light, and why have you come to my court?" Betern answered, "I am the messenger of intertwined worlds. I protect the boundaries between realities, but now the time has come to open one of the passages for people whose hearts and minds are pure." Vevel, kneeling, asked the angel to show him the way to knowledge that heals and destroys at the same time. Betern placed a piece of silver in the palm of his ancestor, in which the reflections of all times were frozen, and said, "Tell the descendants, when the boundaries in their world become thin again, let them remember your road to Khazaria and hear my voice in dreams." But the miracles did not end there. At home, angel Betern appeared to Vevel, a messenger from the invisible heights, enveloped in light and grandeur. The angel's voice sounded like the rustle of wings among the branches. "Take this piece of silver and make a ring from it. Let it have an image that your family coat of arms holds, for this sign contains the power of your family." Vevel obeyed. The master from Amsterdam, having barely glanced at the metal, understood. Before him was not ordinary silver, but something with its own will and memory. The ring was cast with special attention, and according to the description told by Angel Betern, see the book, The Ring of King Solomon. Since then, the ring has been passed down in our family from generation to generation. Its properties are truly fantastic. The one who wears the ring gains the ability to hear the thoughts of the interlocutor and sometimes predict the turn of fate. The ring becomes heavy when trouble looms in the house, and light when happiness is near. They say that in the most difficult hour it can flash with silver light, driving away darkness and doubt. A legend was passed down in the Vevla family. When the time comes for great changes, one of the descendants will definitely see the wings of the angel Betern in a dream. The legend of King Solomon's ring is not just a family fairy tale. It is a symbol of the fact that at the crossroads of science, faith, and devotion, something greater is always born in the family, a miracle that can pass through the centuries and unite the hearts of descendants. And to this day, the ring is kept by the eldest in the family, reminding, a miracle is something that we never tire of looking for as long as our stories are alive. Epilogue. Many years have passed, but the memory of that meeting is alive. Sometimes the boundaries between worlds become transparent again, and in the silence of the night you can hear a light ringing, as if a drop fell on concrete, and in this sound there is a promise of new discoveries, adventures and meetings with the one who was and will be the keeper of the transitions between worlds.